What's up everybody, Sebastian back with another video today, and today I'm going to be talking about The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party on this one, but I have so much to say, I just need to get it off my chest. There were so many mixed reviews about The Last of Us Part 2, and some of it bothers me because people are just outright hating it or outright loving it blindly for completely no reason. And I think what bothers me the most is that this game is a masterpiece no matter what you think. I think the thing that bothers me the most is that people can't appreciate it for what it is. It's different. It's not The Last of Us Part 1. It's not probably what many people wanted. But the most important thing is that The Last of Us Part 2 made me feel something. And I can't say that with too many video games. Like, The Last of Us Part 2 really made me feel something. Even if that feeling at the end of the game, I won't spoil anything, but I felt very confused and I felt very empty and I just felt depressed. But that's more than I can say about most video games. So the fact that Naughty Dog was able to convey true emotion to me is something that I appreciate because it's video games as art in its purest form. Video games are an art form. I have absolutely no way to argue with that. It is true. And not all art, not all paintings, not all movies, not everything like that, they don't make you feel happy. They don't give you a happy ending at the end. And I think Naughty Dog did something very different and did something very brave by ending it in the way they did with the dark side of humanity. And I know that people's complaints aren't entirely that there was no happy ending, there's more to it, but I think that's a big thing that people are upset about, that certain people die and certain people don't die and certain people whatever. So if you don't like The Last of Us Part 2 because it wasn't a happy ending or because certain characters died, I don't think that's really a valid reason not to like it. I understand that some of these characters were your favorite, that they really got you in the last video game, but you can't hold back the second one for not having the same characters in the first one. Otherwise, you know, there's so many examples of movies that happen like that, like Star Wars, for example, you know. Another thing is that The Last of Us Part 2 makes you play as Abby, which is something that is interesting. I don't love Abby. I didn't end up really liking her, but I also, at the end of it, I didn't like Ellie. I found myself hating all these characters, so I didn't really have a side for who won. But I know a lot of people are interested. I know a lot of people are sad that they had to play as Abby for such a long time in the game, and I understand that complaint. However, the story wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have made you sympathize with her if you just saw her. And I think a big thing about The Last of Us is it's not supposed to be black and white. This person's bad, this person's good. They give you this detail. It's all a gray area. And I think if they didn't give you that kind of backstory with Abby, you wouldn't care so much. Now, could the game have been structured differently? Could it have introduced Abby sooner to get you more invested and then let you play as Ellie? For sure. I'm not arguing that there could not be improvements, because there definitely could be. But if you don't like The Last of Us because you don't like playing as Abby, I don't think that's a very good reason either. The combat, for me, it felt much better than past Naughty Dog games. I felt like I could go around stealth killing everybody super easily, I guess, in a way that, you know, didn't make me hate myself. The music was amazing, the graphics were amazing. I liked the fact that there was a little open world element there at one point. I think that was a very cool way of breaking it up. The characters, the acting, everything was pristine. The fact that the game ended with me hating both the main characters is pretty crazy, and the fact that it made me feel so many emotions the whole game, like it's just something that doesn't happen very often, and it's something that I appreciate Naughty Dog for trying. Would I have liked a different ending? Sure, but I don't not like the game because it went one way. I would hate every video game because there's stuff that I would fix with every video game. And I think that's where the media giving this video game like scores of 10 out of 10 like crazy, I don't know if I would give it a 10 out of 10, but I think that they are able to separate what makes a good video game from what actually players are emotionally invested in, because obviously players were emotionally invested in certain characters and were pissed off when they, you know, got canned. But I think that's why you see this disconnect from the players and the media. Now, I don't love the media, they do stuff that's stupid all the time, but I think that they do a better job from most players, because I think a lot of players don't think about it as deeply. Now, The Last of Us Part 2 has unprecedented success. No matter what you care or what you think about the game, it's sold so many friggin' copies. It sparked a lot of debate about political correctness in games. It sparked really good conversations about relationships in games. I think a big thing, as someone who plays a lot of video games, playing the entire game as a female character, that's a big deal. Like, it shouldn't be in 2020, but that's a big deal. And I never found myself caring. I thought definitely Naughty Dog pushed a little bit of an agenda. I'm not gonna lie. I think that some of the, you know, romance stuff and some of the political stuff was right up in your face, but I think it went away just as quickly. So, but like the fact that Ellie was gay, like, that wasn't a big deal, but it was mentioned, you know, quite a bit. And I don't see how it didn't really contribute to the main overarching story. It contributed to the side plot with Dina, but, you know. And yeah, I just think, I want to just say that at the end of the day, The Last of Us Part 2 was a good game for the industry. It was a good game for gamers. I was pissed off too, you know, about certain things that happened with certain characters dying. But I think you need to hand it to Naughty Dog. To this day, they haven't made a game that's disappointed me. Have they done some shady things with firing people, whatever? Sure. I don't know what happened though, and every games company has stuff like that. I'm just talking about the product. I haven't been disappointed spending my $90 on a Naughty Dog game yet. And I'm still not disappointed with The Last of Us Part 2, because I got a ton of great content. I had a hard time putting the friggin' controller down. I just wanted to know what happened next. So I feel bad for the people who Naughty Dog disappointed. I do. And I feel bad that some people are so disappointed with Naughty Dog that they won't purchase any more games from them. But I'm hoping they can get over that until Naughty Dog really proves that they aren't trustworthy anymore, because I still trust Naughty Dog to make a masterpiece. I would call The Last of Us Part 2 a masterpiece, and I know that that might be an unpopular opinion, but I just don't think that you can argue with the fact that the game was good, you know? You can have opinions on what should have happened, whatever, but the game was good. The gameplay was good. It wasn't a fun game, you know, I didn't have tons of fun playing it, but not every movie, not every painting, these things aren't always fun to watch. Sometimes you watch for the feeling that they evoke. You watch horror to get scared, you know? You watch documentaries to learn something. I think this was a big step forward for the games industry. Now, I think, again, there could be improvements, but I would easily give it a 9 out of 10. Like, easily. And I would call it a masterpiece, because I think, as far as the games that we have, it's one of the best. Now, I'm talking. If you guys want to hear more about what I thought, if you want to hear more about some things I think are bad, let me know in the comments below. We can talk about it again in another video, but I wanted to get all this off my chest and put my opinion out there, because I think some people aren't doing it justice, and I just hate the whole, like, constant negativity. It's a little much, I think. And again, I know I'm a little late to the party on this, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I will see you soon. Cheers.
Yes, I like the rhymes. All of us are born with the miraculous ability to determine the direction from which sounds approach us.
Let us venture into new and uncharted land.
People get shook up, when I'm introduced as God.